The World Cup makes its only appearance in Dunedin today, and the Carisbrook ground plays host to the unbeaten New Zealand team as they take on India. The pitch has been quite good here this season, although even by New Zealand standards just a little on the slow side, and we'll have more on the pitch for you in just a moment. Hello from Dunedin. It's a fine day, but it's a little on the chilly side. And as we go into this match between New Zealand and India, let's just check out the points table to show you how important this game is for the Indian team. New Zealand have already qualified for the semi-finals with that unbeaten record, but there we have India with a 2-win and 3-loss record, and at one point they got from their no result against Sri Lanka could at the end be very vital for them if they hope to get to the semi-finals. So for India, playing their 7th match out of 8 in the preliminary round, a win today absolutely important, absolutely vital if they're going to get to the last 4 of this Benson and Hedges World Cup. Well, let's check on the condition of the Carisbrook pitch now as we go out to the middle and join John Morrison and Peter Sharp.
Looking at the pitch, Peter, it looks similar to the one we had for the New Zealand-England game, perhaps a shade damper.
Now that was the strip though, the New Zealand-England game, where the world discovered Rod Latham as an international bowler.
They certainly did. And of course Harris and Larson, and that pattern developed out of here, so it did good things for New Zealand, and I'm sure we'll see the same things again.
Well, let's just have a look on it. The pitch here that we're using for this match is the one directly beside the strip that was really a bit disappointing for the England match against New Zealand, when Ian Botham said with a bit of a joke, but wasn't too far away, that the ball when it landed actually ran backwards.
Yes, well, it was very slow and it was very dead, and the ball just didn't have any carry. But this one's got a little more binding. It hasn't got that drier look with the cracks. That one moved a little, and you see there's very little sign of cracks here. Good soul of grass, but it's dead. There's no greenness about it, just a slight tinge. So I think there'll be a little more carry on this one. Maybe it'll get slower as the day goes on.
He's got a bit more moisture in it, John. We took out the plug that is where the stump vision camera gets located just at the bowler's end, and you can see there that if I dig my thumbnail into it, it actually comes through quite clearly. So there is some moisture there, the binding is there, the clay is good, and we know that this clay is very good for a good cricket strip, because the tracks that we had last year here were really fantastic, weren't they?
Yes, and it should be a fair contest for both parties, whether you bat or bowl first, but I imagine because of the overhead conditions, the side winning the toss will have a bat because of these new rules we've got.
They certainly will. I think that's very, very likely indeed. And the strip then should be a good, if a little bit slow, and that might favour the New Zealand batting, because the New Zealand batting has done so wonderfully well during this series, and we're looking forward to seeing them do just that again today.
So it looks like a pretty good batting surface out there, but it's very cold in Dunedin today, and with a threat of rain around, I wonder what the captain who wins the toss is going to do. Mohammad Azharuddin and Martin Crowe are out in the middle now, and they're joined by our man Keith Quinn.
Mohammad Azharuddin, you've won the toss here this morning. What are you going to do?
We're going to bat.
You happy with the batting conditions, obviously?
Yeah, I mean, it looks a bit dicey, the wicket. I don't know how it's going to play later on. But I think it's always best to bat on a wicket when you don't know what's going to happen later on.
What do you think of the weather conditions here today?
It's a bit cold, yeah. It's like playing in Derby.
Playing in Derby. And who's in your team today? Who's not playing today?
Ravi, Amre and Kamble not playing.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
good luck.
Thank you
very much. Martin Crowe's here. Martin, are you happy with that? You'll be in the field first.
Yeah, we were going to bat actually, but we'll get out here and experience the cold first.
Yeah, it is a bit cool, isn't it?
Yeah, and we're going to leave Righty and Murphy Sewer and Danny Morrison warming in the changing room.
Making the tea. Okay, Martin, play well. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Right, let's confirm the Indian team now batting first. Srikanth and Jadeja to go in first. Azharuddin, Tendulkar, Mandrake and Kapil Dev to complete the first 6. India have left out a batsman today with both Kamble and Amre not playing. Moray's the keeper, Prabhakar, and then Banerjee comes into the side. He's another pace bowler. Srinath is there as well, and Raju, the left-arm spinner, to complete their side. John Wright still out of the New Zealand team, so great batch in Latham in first. Jones, Crowe, Rutherford, Harris, Cairns back in the side. Patel, Smith, Larson and Willie Watson to complete the lineup, so no Danny Morrison in the New Zealand team today. Chris Cairns has the new ball for New Zealand. He's opening the bowling today again with Deepak Patel, and opening the batting for India, Chris Srikanth and AJ Jadeja. Let's go to the action at Carisbrook, New Zealand against India.
Chris Cairns to bowl the first ball of this very important match for India. And it's a full toss, a big appeal. Well, Cairns demanding it, Sir Richard Hadley. What a dramatic start that might have been.
Well, we've seen dramatic starts in 1 and 2 other matches before, but here we have Chris Cairns getting into his work. Full toss. Well, it may have misled, then again it just may have hit it. Difficult decision to make first ball of a match, isn't it?
Here's Srikanth going over the top, and Rod Latham's waiting for it and makes the catch. Rod Latham, Srikanth out in the second over, and New Zealand dramatic breakthrough. India are 4 for 1 and we're still in the second over.
Well, I guess Srikant's been forced into this move, and he's been one of the only batsmen in the whole competition to really have a go at Patel. He did I think the effort was probably right, but he just hit it probably too well and too straight, and Latham takes a pretty good catch, a simple one in fact.
Well, he certainly didn't have to run for it. It was hit directly to him, and so the move of using Deepak Patel at the start's paid off again. Srikant going, India are 4 for 1. Azharuddin getting his first run, and Watson fielding well. The first over comes to an end from Deepak Patel. 2 overs gone now, and it's 6 for 1.
Patel. Oh, good looking shot. No need to run for that. That's 4. Just over pitching a little wide, and Azharuddin, class player, puts it away.
Yes, I get the impression that the Indians don't really want to let Patel bowl, as he's been allowed to bowl at Eden Park to other sides. This one full and drifting wider, and certainly a class shot there through the offside.
Oh, he's gone over the top. He's got hold of it, not that well, but he's cleared the field. And it was a bit of a chip shot, really. Just got over mid-on. 2 runs, and that's the end of the over. 20 for 1, India. Down the wicket. Oh, thick outside edge, and that man in that square gully position leaping high, but just can't quite drag it down.
Yes, well, Paddy Batch is certainly not there for that one. It was attempted to be launched over the top. Tried to hit it over long off because there is a long on back. It flew off the outside edge and put down, well, half chance for Paddy Batch with the total at 22 for 1 from 8 overs. We see here that Jadeja has done a hamstring and does not look good.
No, he looks very lame, doesn't he? So that's bad luck for India. Obviously leaving the park here, and I think he'll struggle to resume his innings at any stage, and that is a shame for India. So Tendulkar will obviously come out to replace Jadeja. And Tendulkar off the mark. A little inside edge. He'll come back for the second. Comfortable enough. Just nips that one down the leg side, and that's 4. That'll run away. Well played. Just straying a little, Chris Cairns, and Azharuddin able to catch up with it.
Patel to bowl the 12th over. Oh, he's bowled it well too. Tendulkar hitting firmly down, beats Crow. Tendulkar coming back for the 3rd. So it was well struck. Crow, I think he thought that he probably had it covered. Is it in the air and dropped? Once again, the ball hit firmly. That's 3 times today. The ball's been hit in the air, been hit close to, but not directly to a fielder, and it's been put down.
Yes, good delivery that one, and Tendulkar head high in the air, drove it upishly, had short cover where Latham disappointingly dropped that one.
Well, there was an example of a shot that went very aerially initially, but he managed to get it square of 3rd man and hit it so hard that it defeated 3rd man coming around.
Well, you can see that there wasn't really too much room there, Glenn, because the ball was pitched on about off stump coming in, but he did it really well. Tendulkar gave himself enough room to free his arms and hit the ball. It's a lovely shot from Azharuddin, straight through extra cover. That's the best shot of the day.
Yes, it is. Even though that offside field is quite packed, there isn't actually a sweeper out square, and he had enough width there. He just stood where he was, wound the bat through the line of the ball, and just hit it to the left hand of extra cover.
Well, it wasn't over-tossed either. He just had to transfer his weight back. That's a big shot, a very big shot indeed from Tendulkar. 1 bounce, 4 over extra cover.
Yes, it looks as though Tendulkar has decided things aren't going well enough And that's a magnificent stroke. He got inside it and hit it inside out over cover. See the angle of the bat there, opening up the blade. Even though the delivery was almost on off stump, he did very well indeed to get it there.
That's pretty wide too, and that's too wide, and that has enough room for Tendulkar just to thrash the ball through point.
And good quick single here. They'll get through very comfortably. Yes, a lot resting on these two, Kumar. And there's the 100 up for India. A good performance. Azharuddin, the skipper, guiding the ship through. He's on 36. Tendulkar at the other end on 46. And the 100 up. So Tendulkar, 49. And there's his 50. Good knock by young Tendulkar. He came out when India seemed in trouble. They'd only lost 1 wicket, but they had lost Jadeja with the hamstring problem. And he's helped his skipper, Azharuddin, through to a very respectable 107 for 1 after 28 overs. And in the air, cutting away, that'll be 4. Good shot by Tendulkar, given a little bit of room. He's cut it, it's gone over the infield and into the boundary for 4.
That's a crashing shot through extra cover, and Great Batch is never going to get to that.
And that's 6. It's over the top and just clearing the fence. Azharuddin reaching his 50 now. 3 4s and a 6 in that, 97 deliveries, and this is what India will be doing, quickening the pace. Could be out. He's taken it. Mark Great Batch. A brilliant catch again. And Azharuddin, after reaching 55, deciding to have a go at Patel in his last over. 9 runs coming from it already. And Mark Great Batch has taken a very good low diving catch on the wide mid-on boundary. Very wide mid-on boundary. Glenn.
Yes, well, he's charging, and it was a full toss, and you watch it juggle here from Great Batch. Did he catch it? He got under it, and then it's as though he hugged it under there, and he came up with the ball and claimed the fact that he caught it. See how he hugged it in against his body there. The umpires looked to go together to talk about it, but Azharuddin was quite happy and was walking off the park, so that was not necessary. So India's second wicket down with a total at 149 and the 37th. And this is over mid-off. It'll probably go all the way. It does. Willie Watson trying to get back there. Tendulkar seeing where the gap in the field was, charging.
With Harris bowling, appeal for a catch at the wicket, and the wicket's been taken. Tendulkar's gone, Harris has got him, and India have lost their most exciting batsman. Tendulkar caught Smith, bowled Harris for 84. It's 167 for 3 in the 42nd over.
And Tendulkar, it's very wide again, actually a poor delivery. Tendulkar given the width he wanted, and just a little top edge, fine enough not to deviate too much for Smith. And Tendulkar, the hero of the Indian innings to date, is dismissed, and now India 167 for 3.
Kapildev has a couple of runs. And he might be out now. It's in the air. Rutherford's waiting for it. He misjudged it completely. The wind just took it away from him at the last moment. It went up in the air, probably got into the area above the stand and swirled a bit, and it just pushed it directly away from him.
Well, if we watch this, it's a leading edge that just goes up behind point. The wind here amazingly just blew it miles away from Rutherford, and he was quite bewildered at that. But when we saw it live, it was very noticeable indeed that the southerly or sou'wester interfered with that one.
And Kapildev just whips that one around the corner and hits it very well indeed and picks up 4 runs.
Well, Kapildev is a wonderful striker of the ball once he gets in, and tends to play that shot quite a lot, particularly at the death of the last few overs of an innings. Even in test matches he tends to hoik it a bit round there, but he can hit the ball beautifully straight too. I tend to think a lot of them are going to go in that area on the onside.
Yes, he picked that up superbly. And he goes again, and my word, that's through the extra cover field and away for 4 more. And Kapildev middling that one beautifully.
It's always nice to have a player like Capel coming in at this stage of the innings, isn't it, when you can hit both sides of the wicket. As I say, it tends to go a little bit leg side, but that really was a magnificent off drive.
And, oh, that's an interesting shot, and he's going to get 4 more. Well, it was a bit shorter, but he was on the front foot, and he got hold of it rather well, and no one's out there at mid-wicket. 4 more. Well, I think he was going to try and do something rather innovative there, and in the end, well, they're coming back for 2. Kapildev having to hurry, but he gets home. I think the original idea was to give Kapildev the strike, but they realised there was 2 there, so take them if they're there.
Yes, well, at this stage of the innings, you run for anything and everything. Yes, I think he was looking to perhaps play what is called a reverse lap, but he changed his mind in the last second there and pushed it through the offside.
And Harris has another wicket. Mandraker hits a simple catch back to Chris Harris, and Chris Harris makes no mistake, and India have lost another wicket.
Well, it's not a major problem or disaster for India, but Mandraker, I think, just stopped his shot there. The ball might have just held up a little bit and just pushed it straight back. Simple catch. It's 201 for 4.
And over the top goes Kapildev. He could be out, he may not be, he isn't. One bounce into the boundary down there.
Actually, it's Banerjee there.
Banerjee, yes, unfair on Banerjee.
But his intentions are quite clear. He's taken 1 ball to settle down, and then he's had a 2 and a 4 in the next 2 deliveries. And so really he's striking what, or the same as Capel has been doing. So this is good batting for India.
Yes, Banerjee hit that rather well. Ken's down there, but didn't have a chance. Banerjee, and he bounces that over the head of Chris Harris. It's got more carry than it looked initially, and he gets 2 more. So his arrival at the wicket has been fruitful for India. Into the over, 209 for 4. Oh, slower ball perhaps, an appeal from Willie Watson. They get through for a single, leg by signalled.
Well, the New Zealand bowlers look to be quite interested in that. It has been a leg by, perhaps going down, certainly going down the leg stump. Yeah. Peter McConnell there, the Australian umpire, getting it absolutely right. Even the signal for a leg by was right.
That's a big hit, and that's going to find the gap between extra cover and mid-off. That's a magnificent blow from Kapildev. That's what India need.
Yes, so India at last perhaps having a little bit of luck, which they deserve in this competition. Kapil, such a good striker of the ball. Had that early luck, and he's just smashed this over extra cover.
So Harris has 3 balls left in this over. And that's one of them, and that's going to go in another gap behind point.
But the bowling is wide. It's allowing him to free his arms. He's not having to improvise much. And just watch the line of this. It's plenty of width out there, so he just smashes through the line of it. And it's always likely to go on a shortish side there for 4 and defeat the only fielder out there.
Harris has gone for 9 in this over. And that's a big hit. That's going to be caught. Is it Latham underneath it? Is it Larson? It's Larson makes the catch. That's a big blow for New Zealand. Harris has his 3rd wicket. And Kapildev is out. Caught Larson, bowled by Harris for 33. It's 222 for 4.
Yes, well, he could have hit it on the offside and played a similar shot. Because it was a fraction shorter, he decided to go onside and fetch it, and was not able to quite get it over Larson there, who took a very good catch. So the Indians now 222 for 5.
Now this is the last over of the Indian innings. 2-2-3 for 5. Banerjee swings through mid-wicket and is caught. Another tumbling catch by Mark Greatbatch, and Banerjee's out, caught by Greatbatch, bowled Watson for 11. In the last over, it's 223 for 6.
Yes, Banerjee looking to pick the ball up onside here, which he's entitled to do, and didn't really get enough on it, and we saw Great Batch taking a good catch this time, and he decides to catch it in his hands rather than under his armpit.
A reference to a previous catch which was nearly misjudged to the extent of disaster, but the young guns certainly are firing out here. They've come back and do it pretty well. It looked as if they were drifting away. As who's that? Srinath coming out.
Prabhakar, or could be Srinath. We just watched the dismissal again as Great Batch manages to tumble over with it, and he's obviously delighted, and Willie Watson, thank you very much. But the Indians now up to 223 on Carisbrook, and that's not a bad total. Did he in fact have it cleanly in his hands, or was he fumbling around with it? It's Kieran Moray now on strike.
Watson bowls a slower and a fuller delivery. Moray gets his first run. 224 for 6.
Nicely judged there in the end by both bowler and batsman. Much slower one, very full in length, and there we have it. Prabhakar is the new man, and a number of medium scores there, although Tendulkar does tend to stand out with his 84.
I think that's Srinath, Glenn.
Third man having come up inside the circle, so that edge down there has gone for 3. Yes, I think you're right. On our scoreboard, we had it as Prabhakar, but I think it is Srinath.
So Srinath and Moray have the responsibility of the last over. 3 balls are left. Moray plays a little table tennis shot
right up into his face. I would suggest that that's hit him in the visor. He walked across far too early than he ought to have. He gave it away to the bowler as to where he was going to go, and look at that, straight up under his chin.
Two balls left. Srinath hitting firmly, straight to Latham though. And so we're coming up to the last ball. India winning the toss, batting first on Carisbrook. The pitch has been good. The outfield has played quickly. And while they've got a competitive total, they might not quite have enough. We'll soon see. This is the last ball. Moray flicks it from his pads. Whitson might hit. Does he? No. They get a leg by. And so the innings is over.
So in 50 overs, 230 for 6, the Indians score, with the best partnership that between Azharuddin and Tendulkar. They made a slow start but recovered well, with Kapil Dev hitting out boldly for 33 from 22 deliveries. Srinath and Moray were not out at the end, 230 for 6. Let's look at the New Zealand bowling figures, and Deepak Patel did a marvellous job again. 2 for 29 from his 10 overs, and he shared the new ball. Willie Watson also bowled well, 1 for 34. Chris Harris a little expensive, but he came back well towards the end to take 3 wickets, 3 for 55 from his 9 overs. So India setting New Zealand the target of 231 to win. Mark Greatbatch going in first for New Zealand again today with Rod Latham. So the left-hand, right-hand opening batting combination. And with the new balls for India, Kapil Dev and Manoj Prabhakar.
And up it goes in the air. He's got it clear of the field. Just very high, that one, down to long on. He wants to come back for 3, Mark Greatbatch, and decides against it probably rather wisely. So New Zealand underway. Mark Greatbatch very much in the fashion that we've come to know him in recent weeks. Down the wicket goes Greatbatch and thumps it over the extra cover field and into the boundary for 4. Well, we've seen a bit of that in the last week or so, and he's continued. Oh, up he goes, Mark Greatbatch. He's hit this one well. It was so high that it hasn't got much carry on it, but it's another very comfortable 2. Well, that's exciting stuff for the crowd here at Carisbrook. And he's just guided this one wide of Moray, and a dive there, but 4 more. So that's set the Carisbrook crowd alight. So things underway for New Zealand. And bang, this one goes up in the air. Where's it going to land? Actually, the fieldsman there missighted it completely. Who's that? That looks like...
That's Mandraker.
Yes, Mandraker. He didn't realise where the ball was for a moment, and he didn't move.
Well, it looked to me when it was going over Mandraker as if it was going into the stand. And I think Mandraker thought the same thing, but it must have got it up into that wind. The wind is still very strong, and it blew it back.
Yes, it hung up. In fact, it went out of sight as far as we were concerned. We were up in the back of the Rose stand, and it went above the level of the Rose stand, the roof, and so we didn't know where it was going to come down. But this time, that's a lovely shot. Well, that answers the critics, doesn't it? Stands up, bangs it into the covers off the back foot. Lovely shot. Kapildev bowling to Mark Greatbatch. Ooh, slower ball, and there could be a mix-up here. Greatbatch, well, he got a bit tangled up there, and he was sent back by Rod Latham, and the Indians, I don't think, were very happy with Greatbatch getting in the road of it. Let's have another look.
Well, look at this, because Shrikant came in very quickly indeed, and he made a complete mess of it. Oh, I see.
He ran in front.
He did run in front. Well, he had to, because he had to turn straight around and run straight back. He's entitled to do that.
Yes, very cunning trick. Oh, he short-arm jabbed this one. Square of the wicket on the onside. 6 runs. Well, he just literally flicked his wrists, and into the new stand it went. 6 runs. 27 for no wicket. And Mark Greatbatch looking like he wanted to get after Prabhakar, and he's got runs here. It's gone fine. There's no fine leg because they're trying to defend the boundaries, and they'll come back for 3.
Well, that was very good play from Greatbatch and very good running from Latham. Oh, that's Latham gone. Prabhakar strikes first for India, and Latham's been bowled for 8. It's 36 for 1 now, leaving Greatbatch 26 not out.
Obvious frustration here from Latham. Tries to hit, he hits right across it to try and hit it over mid-wicket, and if you do that, you've got to get your pad closer to it and go through with it. He didn't achieve that, and so New Zealand's first wicket falls after 7 overs, 36 for 1.
So Jones gets his first run and his second. It's 39 for 1 now. 9 overs have been completed. It's a lovely shot again from Greatbatch. He's found the side boundary again, and 1 bounce into the hoardings. A little bit short. We haven't seen a big shot for a while from Greatbatch. It was due.
Yes, it wasn't a pick-up either. It was just short of a leg. But look how he cocks his leg up as he just fetches it. Instead of going square or behind square, it goes more towards mid-wicket. 1 bounce into the fence.
Greatbatch waiting for it well. He looked for 2 here, with Tendulkar coming in from the fine leg boundary. Oh, it's a bad misfield by Raju, and that'll give him 6. 2 runs taken, 4 for the overthrows, 6 runs.
And he goes again. This is high in the air. It's 6 runs. Ian Robinson says 6, and the crowd love it here at Carisbrook. Well, Richard, good entertaining stuff, isn't it?
Well, it's quite an unbelievable batting display, isn't it? Mark Greatbatch, he's really gone from one extreme to the other. For somebody who couldn't hit the ball off the square, perhaps at the beginning of the season, now has really hit the ball to and over the boundary all too frequently, and that is not a problem for New Zealand, is it? And, very good on the leg side and his pickups.
Yes, super stuff.
He's been very, very positive. I just wonder how long he can keep going for.
Greatbatch hits Kapildev way down the ground. That won't be 6. In fact, it struggles over the boundary in the end because it pitched and stopped a little, but 4 more. And that's the end of the over. Another very fruitful one. 63 for 1 New Zealand. And Mark Greatbatch, there's his 50. Wonderful 50 from Mark Greatbatch. He's coming back for the second, so he's on to 51, but the crowd here at Carisbrook giving Mark Greatbatch a wonderful hand for what has been a very entertaining 50. Good shot. Straight down the ground. And this should run away. It's just keeping on going. And it has. Well, that was well played. It was timed. And it beat mid-on. And he goes this time. This is high in the air. He should be caught. Mandraker underneath it.
He dropped it.
Oh,
well.
Goodness me. It was up there for seemingly an age. Mandraker underneath it. He waited and waited. The wind caught it a little bit. And in the end, he hardly got a hand to it.
Well, that's a top edge, and it went a long, long way. Probably got snow on it, Mystery, but Mandraker, as you say, had to wait, and that wind just might have taken it away from him. It was either poorly judged, or the atmospheric conditions up there had a lot to do with it.
Nice shot by Andrew Jones. Nobody out at long on, that's 4. Well hit. He's done it again, this time through the offsides.
Lovely shot.
Just enough way on. Consecutive 4s. Banerjee is hit for 6. And yes, this is the single that will bring up the 100 for New Zealand. Greatbatch pushing it just out beyond the bowler. Nobody in there at mid-off. So the New Zealand 100 up in the 20th over. Remember, their target is 231. This could go all the way. No, Raju is going to get round there. It's a Srinath, in fact. The end of the over, 20 gone now. And New Zealand 102 for 1.
Goodness me, Mark Greatbatch has just swung this one high, wide and handsome, and it's just dropped inside the boundary. That gained incredible height, but not quite the distance for 6. And Andrew Jones into the act this time, hitting it away down to long leg. Oh, misfield down there. And the Indians getting a bit sloppy. Certainly it's very, very cold, but at the end of the day, you've got to do the job. And he's gone for the big hit. He could be caught. He is caught. Mark Greatbatch is out. He tried to swing Raju away over the fence at mid-wicket. He didn't quite hit it as well as he might, and he is gone.
Showing frustration there after such a fine knock. Just a pity to be strangled by that one. I think he tries to get it square here. In fact, no, he tried to get it behind square. The man is in front out there at a deepish mid-wicket and hit it straight down his throat. That's Banerjee. And so after a marvellous knock of 73 and 76 balls, New Zealand are 118 for 2.
Jones down the ground, and he might have been a bit lucky that he hit it so hard, because it went straight back over the top of Raju. That, my word, it was travelling like a bullet, and Raju didn't even have time to react to it.
Raju has got a steady length.
Jones down the pitch again, thumping the ball down to long off. Stand in your crease, Andrew Jones, that's 4. 28 overs gone, 137 for 2. Srinath bowling to Crowe, who really has a bit of luck as he drags the ball from his gloves. He might get 4, he does get 4, but it came from his gloves. It really completely beat Kieran Moray. Well, they're not going to get one from there anyway. That's a huge hit from Martin Crowe. That just raced across the turf to the boundary at square leg.
Raju's a slightly faster delivery, and Martin Crowe well poised, perfect timing to the deep square leg boundary for 4.
There's Crowe going over square leg again. That's 6. Well, look at the wind.
Yes, that was a loose delivery by Kapil there, short and lifting, and Martin Crowe had plenty of time to get behind it and smack it towards the mid-wicket boundary for 6.
Crowe in the air but safe, just over square leg. It should run away for 4. It does. So Martin Crowe another 4, and my word, he's getting on with the job. And 162 for 2. Oh, well done by Moray.
Out. He's been out.
He's gone. It hit the stumps. I didn't realise it hit the stumps. What a slick piece of work by Moray. He dived away and reversed the ball, flicking it behind him, hitting the stumps, and Martin Crowe was out of his crease. I didn't realise that it hit the stumps, but it certainly did. So, very good work by the keeper, Moray.
Yes, he did well. Very well. Look at that.
Oh, that's superb stuff by Moray. Crowe out, and New Zealand 162 for 3. And Ian Smith crashing it away through the covers. There's a sweeper out there. He might get to it. He may not, though. Oh, just got the foot out. And away he goes again. This is high in the air. It could be caught. He is caught. Yes, well, he's gone. And it's Amray out there. Hello. A parting word from Ian Smith. But there's no question he's out. Caught in the deep, just forward of square, trying to hit it away. Got it a little too high. Picked it up all right in the middle of the bat, but it went very high. And gone.
Nicely played. This should run away for 4. It does.
Banerjee back into the attack, and Jones gets it through extra cover, and that's his 50, his 23rd 50 in one-day internationals for New Zealand. Andrew Jones. Rutherford gets a short ball, which he plays beautifully. That's in the gap. That's 4.
And quite a classy shot from Rutherford.
There he goes through mid-wicket, and it's in the air, but it's quite safe. There's no one out there, and it's one bounce. Or is it going to be 6? Did it go over the grass into the ditch?
Well, I thought for a moment the way he played the shot that he got it high on the bat and it spooned it over mid-wicket, but it certainly kept on going, and Rutherford knew it because he just stayed where he was, and it just carried into the ditch for 6.
In the air, hit over the top, and that's going to be another marvellous boundary for the hometown boy, Ken Rutherford. His second 4. He's had 1 6 already, and he's only made 16. He's going to be lucky as Ken Rutherford, getting it in the air but in the gap, and he gets 4 from a shot that he didn't really control, but the result's okay, and it moves up to 206. Rutherford on to 21. Rutherford gets a short ball, a big appeal. He's out. I think Rutherford thought it must have pitched outside leg, but umpire Ian Robinson had a long look and then took his life in his hands and gave Ken Rutherford out in Carisbrook.
Yes, it kept down on Rutherford. He got into a pulling position with the ball being short. It didn't bounce. It pitched, and it certainly was hitting middle. It's just a question of whether it pitched outside leg. It perhaps pitched on leg stump, certainly knocking middle out. And Rutherford is out now, and New Zealand lose their 5th wicket at 206.
And Andrew Jones standing up, crashing it through the extra cover field. That should run away. There's a fair bit of rubbish out there, but it makes its way through it. And 4 more. Oh, he's bowled. A full delivery. Chris Harris playing over the top of it. It gets through and hits the off stump. So another New Zealand wicket has fallen. It's probably too little too late. 6 runs needed for victory, but Prabhakar has bowled him.
Well, Chris Harris will be disappointed about this because he's looking for a nice little not out, but that was, he yorked himself really, didn't he?
Yes, so you look to play through the leg side perhaps. However, he's gone 225 for 6. And more runs here, just wide of backward point. Won't quite run away. Oh, yes, it will. 4 runs.
Well, the scores are tied.
So Ian Robinson signals 4. And 1 run needed for victory for New Zealand. He's hit it in the air. He could be out. He's dropped. Well, goodness gracious me, it's a chapter of accidents out there. Shrikant came in and he dived for a catch that seemed fairly straightforward and dropped it. So there seems to be a bit of confusion out there, but Shrikant, he really misjudged that completely, Richard.
Well, he did, and of course the breeze has dropped, so I don't think that's had anything to do with it either. But really that looked to be a dolly of a catch. But Shrikant, well, never got a glove on it.
Oh, dear, oh me.
Goodness gracious. However,
so here we are, Shrikant. And Andrew Jones, he's turned it away. New Zealand have won. 1 run, 231. Another great victory for New Zealand at Carisbrook this afternoon. In cold and blustery conditions, New Zealand a comprehensive win. India probably out of the competition now. They'll be disappointed, but New Zealand roll on.
From the first ball then of the 48th over, New Zealand getting home by 4 wickets, and Mark Greatbatch did the job again, 73 from 76 deliveries, and Andrew Jones, they're not out at the end, anchoring the run chase to victory for New Zealand, 67 not out. Useful contributions from Crowe and Rutherford. A look at the Indian bowling figures. Well, Kapil Dev and Prabhakar got a bit of a hammering early on from Mark Greatbatch, but Prabhakar came back well to take 3 for 46. Raju, the left armour, bowled tidily, so did Srinath, and the other Indian bowlers not used that much at all. So New Zealand are 6 from 6 and still number 1 on that Benson and Hedges World Cup points table. Let's get the after-match comments now from the 2 captains, Mohammad Azharuddin and Martin Crowe.
I felt that we did pretty well in the field and with our bowling in those conditions, 230. And of course I knew that India would struggle a little bit with the coldness of the situation. So I really thought if we capitalised on the first 15 overs when we batted, and we got off to a good start, got some momentum going, then we were going to be okay.
And Mark Greatbatch again has done the job brilliantly, hasn't he?
Yeah, consistency again, you know, and that's very important for this team to learn from him. And he's done it 3 out of 4, is it? And he just kept playing to his strengths. You know, it's great, and I hope it continues.
I guess you'll be a bit warmer under these lights, but just give us briefly your thoughts on today's match.
It was very cold, to start with, and we really struggled while fielding. I thought we didn't field well and bowl well. And when we didn't score too many runs also, because we didn't get a good start, but I mean, we couldn't capitalize on the last 8 or 7 overs. I mean, if we had got another 60 to 70 runs, it would have been a different situation, but that's how it goes.
So 2:30, you thought at lunchtime you might have been under a bit of pressure when you came out to field?
Yeah, considering the ground, you know, it's too small on the boundary, and with a man like Paddy, you know, I mean, can really hit the ball, you know, over the top, and he just did the right thing, and he won the game for them.
All right, Mohammad Azharuddin, thanks for talking to us, and good luck for your last match against South Africa.
Thanks.
All right. New Zealand are in fine form. Their next match is against England at the Basin Reserve in Wellington at the weekend. Today, though, here at Carisbrook in Dunedin, New Zealand have been convincing winners over India by 4 wickets in the Benson and Hedges World Cup.